Welcome to this Eyes on Israel special report. I'm here with Elliot Chodoff. Elliot, you were on Eyes on Israel on this past week's episode that just aired yesterday. We recorded it a couple days before that, and you warned of the fact that Hizbollah has been stepping up, escalating its attacks, and had recently started firing missiles not only at evacuated areas, but at populated areas as well. And you warned of the possibility that what you called the nursery school scenario, where a nursery, or in your words, a day camp, could get hit, and pick your number of children who are casualties. And in your words, again, we are at war the next day. Well, this happened over the weekend. And we know that the Security Cabinet has been meeting nonstop, and they're planning a significant response. What do you see happening in the coming days? And I got to tell you, you really set us up to understand exactly where we are right now.
So first of all, saying that we're at war immediately was not euphemistic, but war doesn't mean launching an attack instantaneously. There are a number of reasons why what happened on Saturday wasn't responded to immediately on Sunday. But what we're looking at, and I'm not privy to War Cabinet decision-making. As a matter of fact, the Cabinet has authorized Prime Minister Netanyahu and Defense Minister Gallant to make decisions between themselves for fear of leaked information. So I have no inside information on this, but essentially Israel has two options. It can either launch a massive counterstrike, which stands a very high chance of turning into a full-blown war, which is what America and Europe are terrified of, or it can buckle to American and European pressure and do a sort of higher intensity, but same old business as usual kind of a response. In other words, if the consideration of the Israeli response is not to get Hezbollah to reach a point where it says, okay, this is a war and we're going at it as well, then it's going to be an under-response. And I think that's the consideration of the West. Is that going to be the consideration of Israel? Time will tell. I think we'll have the answer to that within the next 24 to 48 hours. But I'll say this, it's two bad decisions. In other words, there's no good decision here. Going to war is a bad decision. It may be the right decision, but it's not a good decision. The alternative is to go back to the business as usual that we've had for the past few months, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and face another nursery school scenario of one type or another down the road. It's only a matter of time, just as what happened on Saturday.
So what you're saying here is that the choice between either going to full-scale war, which of course has its obvious downside, and it just means that Israel's not choosing the ideal time for Israel to go to war, that might be the correct decision. Right. The problem is that the other alternative, which is to give some kind of hard slap, like what was done to the Houthis, or firing that missile at the Iranians after their attack, sending a message, might not be enough. So Israel's kind of stuck between those two and has to choose one imperfect decision.
I'll just correct one word that you said. Might not be enough. It won't be enough. And that's really the point. In other words, it's a situation which happens often enough in strategic circumstances where there is no perfect middle ground. It's either too much or too little. And in this particular case, too little is meaningless, and too much means the high probability of it exploding into a full-scale shooting.
Wow, so this could be the moment where we're finally going to that big war with Hezbollah that we've been talking about for more than a decade.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Elliot Chodoff, thanks for updating us. Thanks for giving us the clarity on this. We'll be checking back with you as things progress.